What's up, YouTube? The reason I'm making this video is because I watched Nathaniel 777's video here, and he basically showed a couple of TV shows and some movies where Hollywood is depicting or uh, telling the truth that the ancient Hebrew Israelites, or the so-called what we call Jews today, were people black. And there was a guy named Owl, spelled O-W-L, and then it's HLB. We were having a discussion because I think I responded. I may have asked a question on Nathaniel's video, and the question that I asked, he must have thought that I didn't agree with Nathaniel 77. So he basically thought he had an ally and was coming at me like, yes, Nathaniel 77 is full of shit. This is a bunch of bullshit. The ancient Egyptians are not black. This is these guys are racist, blah 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 blah. So I was basically saying, no, that's not the way I feel. You misunderstood my question, or you misunderstood my comment. I basically agree with Nathaniel 777 because he's showing scriptural proof that the ancient Israelites were a people of color, or were black people. And and Hollywood is trying to tell you that fact or that truth through their movies. And Nathaniel showed a Good Time series where JJ painted a black Jesus and hung it on the wall, and the mother got very upset that JJ hung a black Jesus up on the wall. And then Michael had to go into the Bible and explain to her that Jesus was black, because the mother said, the only Jesus I'm going to worship is this white. This is the only Jesus I know, and the only one I'm going to worship is this white Jesus. So that was in the Good Time sitcom. And plus, an independent filmmaker showed the story of Esau and Jacob, where they're depicting Jacob as the black guy because Jacob is the father of the Israelite nations, and Esau, so-called according to the Hebrew Israelite, is supposed to be the fathers of the Gentile nations, or the white race. So Forerunner 77 was showing that movie by the independent filmmaker, and showing the TV series Good Time to support what he was trying to say, that the ancient Israelites were black people and that Hollywood knows this. And the guy basically said it was a lie. So I basically said that I agree with Forerunner 777, not necessarily based on the fact that of the Good Time movies that he showed, or the independent film that he showed. I mean, that is supportive. That supportive evidence there, but my decision wasn't based on that, and that's what the guy thought. My decision is based on historical, archaeological, anthropological records, along with scriptural references. And I do know that Hollywood has a tendency in their movies to show you the truth, to throw the truth right into your face, because they know the majority of the people are not going to accept truth. Just like JJ's mother in the sitcom couldn't accept the fact or found the ideal that there could be a black Jesus, and ultimately all of the major prophets being black. So me and the guy got into like a little debate where he would just write me long essays on other topics that I really didn't care to debate with him about. Basically, what I was saying, that I supported 777 in that sense, where he was just trying to illustrate that the Hebrew Israelites were a black people. So I went. I was giving him scriptural references in the Bible. For instance, when the angel told Joseph and Mary to take baby Jesus and flee into Egypt because they wanted to kill baby Jesus. And the reason why, or when Moses' mother put him on the river, and the daughter of an Egyptian Pharaoh, found Moses on the river and brought Moses back into Egypt and raised Moses as her own son. So basically, Moses was able to pass for an Egyptian's Pharaoh's grandson. And then you have the story where when Paul was in prison, I guess they were getting ready to whip him or punish him. And Paul saw a Roman guard, and Paul spoke to him in Greek, basically like, "Yo, man, can I have a word with you?" And the Roman guard was surprised, like, "You speaking Greek to me? I thought you were an Egyptian." So Paul, the apostle, was mistaken for an Egyptian. But the point I'm making here, Paul, when the Roman guard said that to him, Paul said, "No, I'm not an Egyptian. I'm a Hebrew," meaning he was an Hebrew Israelite. So Paul, a Hebrew, was mistaken for an Egyptian. Jesus, a Hebrew Israelite, fled into Egypt and was able to pass himself off as an Egyptian. Moses, who was brought into Egypt by Pharaoh's daughter, was able to pass for an Egyptian. So this tells us that the ancient Egyptians and the ancient Hebrew Israelites looked like one another. They looked like one another because they both were black. You have historical records, archaeological records, um, anthropological records that depict the ancient Egyptians as black. You have world renowned historians and Egyptologists who will tell you that the ancient Egyptians were black. It's no secret. Gerald Massey, the most renowned Egyptologist in the world, tells you that the ancient Egyptians were black. And then in his book, Ancient Egypt, the Light of the World, he breaks all of that down. So I was mentioning the book Ancient Egypt, the Light of the World to the guy. And then there were other people other world renowned anthropologists, archaeologists, and historians who support Gerald Massey's claim that the ancient Egyptians were black. You even have, oh yeah, or not only the ancient Egyptians, but the ancient Israelites. So I ran I laid all that evidence down to the guy. After I laid all that evidence down to the guy, I became a no good racist. I became a Satanist. I became an angry Muslim. I became an angry Hebrew Israelite. I need Jesus. Just to let you know, I'm none of those. I'm not a racist. I'm not Muslim. I'm not a Hebrew Israelite. I'm not Christian. I'm not more. I'm just me. And I'm just a person who want to know the truth. I upset that guy so much that he told me don't even bother to write him back because he's canceling his YouTube account. I don't understand that. I didn't even say anything to the guy. He made a comment to a question or a comment that I made, and then he thought my comment supported his views. And then when I tell him that my comment didn't support his views, that I supported what Nathaniel 7:7 was saying, or at least agreed partially, he wants to get into a debate with me. And then when I debate him and show him evidence, he gets angry. I really don't understand why people do that. And I don't, and please, people, if you're gonna make a video or do something to support your point of view, don't disable your comments or don't delete people's comment that don't agree with you. I mean, what's the point of you trying to make a video or persuade somebody or have some sort of discussion and you're gonna delete the comments you don't agree with, only keep the ones that you do agree with? If you don't have faith enough in your position or your premise that you won't allow opposing views on your video or opposing comments on your videos. So I just want to know what you guys think, because to me the guy acted just like JJ's mother in the TV series Good Times when she snatched the black Jesus off the wall and put the white Jesus back up. Now, I'm not making the video to be racist or anything like that, but the truth is the truth. Let's get the truth out there. If it's true, Jesus